Hi, this is Olivia Rader at the Georgia Grown Test Kitchen, and today I'm going to show you how to make a wonderful fall recipe. This is going to be some chicken thighs roasted in a cast iron skillet with some bronze muscadines from Polk Vineyards, Georgia Grown, and thyme. We've got some Dijon mustard. We've got some shallots and garlic, some Georgia olive oil. We've got Georgia olive oil from New Era Olive Farm from Sumter County. There are lots of other olive farms in Georgia, so go to the Georgia Grown website and look at the shop page so you can pick which brand you like. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. This is an easy dish that you can do on a weeknight. It's all in the oven, so there's nothing to worry about in terms of getting it onto the stovetop and then the oven. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do some of our prep. So we're gonna take the shallots. I've got most of them here quartered already, but I'm gonna show you how to quarter them. So you want to take the top off on the top side, and then you want to cut the bottom side as well. Cut a slit right here, this is how I am doing it, and cut them all the way in half, and then you want to peel them just like that. And we'll go ahead and do our other 3 shallots. So this is about 2 cups of peeled shallots, or about a pound. And you can go ahead and buy your shallots that way, just weigh them at the grocery store when you get them. And shallots provide such a great amount of sweetness to a dish, and it'll complement the muscadines, because the muscadines are sweet as well. So when I was testing this recipe, I thought of it kind of as a honey mustard muscadine chicken without the honey. So the muscadines are providing the sweetness. But it is a dish that is perfect for fall. I was thinking last night that it would probably be great with sweet potatoes. So you could bake some sweet potatoes, or you could even, if you are more advanced, you could even you could even dice some sweet potatoes and throw them in the skillet with the other ingredients. And they will bake at the same time as everything else. So I'm going to keep quartering these. I'm gonna peel off the layer because this is looking a little bit tough here. So we'll throw this in our bowl. And now, when you're working with muscadines, you really want to get the seeds out. They're not like seedless grapes that you buy at the grocery store. So you want to have them, and I actually have a paring knife for this, and you want to just kind of coax out the seeds. Like that. And if they are really ripe and really sweet, then they should come out super easily. So we're gonna put that with the rest of our muscadines. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is make our marinade. So I've got a bowl here. I've got some chopped garlic. It's about 2 cloves of chopped garlic. I've got 2 teaspoons of chopped thyme, some Dijon mustard, and some white wine vinegar, and you can also use apple cider vinegar. And I've got our Georgia olive oil. So we're going to make this exactly like you would if you were making a vinaigrette. So first we're going to add the garlic. We'll add the thyme. And then we'll add the Dijon mustard. And this is about 1 tablespoon of Dijon. And you don't really want to use spicy brown. You probably shouldn't use yellow. Use Dijon. We'll also add some white wine vinegar. So we'll do some whisking. We'll whisk that up just until it's incorporated. I'm going to gradually stream in the olive oil like I'm making a vinaigrette. And the mustard will help to emulsify it, just as an egg yolk would. It has the same emulsification properties, or similar. I wouldn't say the same. It's probably similar. So we'll whisk that up, and as you can see, the oil is not floating on the surface. It's kind of a creamy consistency. So I'm not going to season this with salt right now. I want to season my vegetables and my chicken separately. So set that aside. So I've got some bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. You can also use chicken drumsticks. That would be perfectly fine as well. And I'm going to go ahead and season this liberally with some kosher salt. And I always use Diamond Crystal kosher salt because it sits on top of the food. So you can kind of tell what you've salted and what you haven't. And it provides an easier way to check how much seasoning you've put on. So I'm loosening the skin here. And I'm going to season underneath the skin. I find that in chicken, you don't really want to season on the skin, because then you have kind of a double salt situation going on. And for those of us who love crispy chicken skin, me included, I would prefer my chicken skin not to be overly salty. So I'm just gonna season these. Loosening the skin here. And then after this, I'm going to dollop on some of my marinade. So this just helps so that you know how much salt you're putting on the chicken. With chicken, it's easy to undersalt and feel like you're putting on too much. In reality, the salt is going to be going into the chicken. So it penetrates inside the muscle fibers and actually changes the structure. So don't be afraid with salt. All right, so we've got our chicken salted. So now we are going to dollop some of the marinade onto the chicken underneath the skin. You just want to do a spoonful. And on this side as well. And this way, you're going to have enough left over to flavor your muscadines and your shallots. So we'll do a little bit more on the chicken. And now, we'll rub that underneath the skin. There's so much garlic in it, which is great. And you can, if you don't like garlic, you can scale down the amount of garlic for sure. You know, a recipe is just a guide. So, especially in cooking. So this chicken is ready to go in the fridge for at least 2 hours. Due to the magic of television, or Facebook Live, we have some chicken already marinated. So now we're ready to toss our vegetables and the rest of the marinade. So we'll put our shallots. We'll put our muscadines. We will season with salt. And fresh black pepper. So we'll toss this with the rest of the marinade. And what's going to happen is in the oven, some of the juices are going to seep out from the muscadines as they steam and start to caramelize, and it will blend with the mustard and the thyme and the garlic. We'll put this directly in the cast iron skillet. And place the chicken right on top. Scatter the thyme sprigs. And this will go in the oven at 375 degrees for about an hour. So this beautiful muscadine chicken is out of the oven. It looks wonderful and smells great. It's got a nice crispy golden skin, and that's kind of a benefit, or that's a benefit from the long baking time. And we will plate this and see how it turned out. Shallots have been caramelized just a little bit. The muscadines have released a lot of their juices, which means that it's going to be a little sweet and a little sour from the skins. And there we have our easy weeknight muscadine chicken.